Welcome to another cool tale. One friendly neighborhood hero must live up to the greatest of responsibilities and face the most sinister of foes to bring order to the city of New York. This is the tale of Marvel's Spider-Man. As always, beware of spoilers and enjoy the story. Meet Peter Parker, a 24-year-old who the world better knows as the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Peter's been struggling to make ends meet for a while now, juggling his job and saving the city from crime for nearly 8 years. He learns that the Kingpin is causing some commotion on the streets and swings away to check out the situation. Upon arriving at Fisk Towers, NYPD Captain Yuri Watanabe tells him that they have enough evidence to finally put Kingpin behind bars. After getting the green light from her, Spidey enters the tower and takes down Fisk's men on the way. With his help, the police infiltrate the building and Spidey goes on to directly confront Kingpin in his office. The two engage in a rough battle of fists, but Spidey ultimately prevails and webs him up for the cops. On his way to the prison, Fisk lets Spider-Man know that he'll miss him in a month when everyone else is trying to take his throne. A few days later, Peter creates a new suit as the previous one was pretty worn out and damaged. Taking a break from the action, Peter also decides to go spend some time with his Aunt May. May has been working for Martin Lee, a philanthropist who's also been working hard at the homeless shelter. Sometime later, he investigates a break-in at an auction house storing Fisk's art collection and finds masked gunmen searching for a file. When he's found out by one of the gunmen, he runs into his ex-girlfriend Mary Jane Watson. She's an investigative reporter, and she's already aware that he is Spider-Man. Despite being estranged, Peter and Mary Jane decide to work together to investigate the theft. Mary Jane finds the file, which details a secret project named Devil's Breath, but the gunman sees the file from her and escape. Together, the two of them stumble upon an old mask that appears to be some sort of Japanese artifact. They discuss it over a coffee, and Peter remembers that Martin Lee is an art historian and might be able to assist with his expert knowledge. Heading over to the homeless shelter, Peter brings the mask to Lee to check it out. Unfortunately, Lee doesn't really have much to say about the mysterious mask, simply remarking that they are involved with a group called the Inner Demons, and warns Peter not to investigate any further. A few days pass, and Peter is busy working at Octavius Laboratories for Otto Octavius. Otto is working hard on some prosthetic arms that can be neurally connected to his brain, enabling him to control them mentally. While not perfect, Otto truly believes that he is making progress and is close to success. However, Mayor Norman Osborn shows up due to a disagreement with Otto and forcibly shuts down the lab, seizing Octavius's research and terminating his grant in the process. Spider-Man is called into action once again, as Shocker has somehow broken out of prison and is currently robbing a bank downtown. After Spidey goes toe-to-toe with him and takes him down, it's revealed that he's been working for somebody that really terrifies him. Meanwhile, Mary Jane does some sleuthing around and manages to locate a warehouse that they believe the Inner Demons are working from. Spidey heads over there and is paired up with a cop named Jefferson Davis. After looking around and finding some hidden documents, which clear up a little bit about what these demons want, the two end up in a car chase against the demons. Unfortunately, Officer Davis is injured in the process, and the media praise him as a hero for assisting Spider-Man in taking down the demons. Sometime later, Officer Davis is due to receive a presentation at City Hall for his heroic acts, and is joined by his wife and his son, Miles Morales. Peter and Mary Jane are also in attendance for the event and join the others in the crowd. While Norman Osborn is presenting the award to Officer Davis, he receives a call and is told by the caller that they want to make him suffer and take everything from him. Soon after, demons appear in the crowd and attack the rally with suicide bombers. Peter witnesses Lee taking his alternate form and leading the attack on the rally, but is too late to stop them as he is knocked out by the blast. As the other bombers explode, the crowd and the stage are all thrown into chaos from the blast. In the aftermath, many of the attendees are found dead, including Officer Davis, as a devastated Miles sits by his side. Feeling sorry for Miles, Peter tries to console him at the subsequent funeral and asks him to come help at the homeless shelter. Following the terrorist attacks at City Hall, Spidey finds a new group of gunmen taking down the inner demons. When he tries to interfere to get some answers, he is greeted by the boss of the organization. Apparently, Osborn has called in the help of Sable, a counter-terrorist group run by Silver Sable that are seriously well-equipped. Yuri lets Spidey know that they are in charge of the operation and that they plan on taking down the demons in one fell swoop. With Sable now on the scene, Mary Jane and Peter continue working together, trying to figure out why Martin Lee has a vendetta against Norman Osborn. They agree it's best to track him down and stop him before he succeeds in his plans. They discover that Lee has a grudge against Osborn and seeks to steal the Devil's Breath, a bioweapon that Osborn inadvertently created while searching for a universal cure for disease. Sometime later, Peter goes to check in at his job at Octavius Industries and helps Otto out with their prosthetic arms project. While they've improved considerably, they still have some unresolved issues which could cause mental instability. Otto confides in Peter and explains that he has a degenerative disorder that will soon cripple his body. He is intent on succeeding in order to improve his own life, as well as bring a life-changing innovation to the world. Having finished his work at the lab, Peter makes his way over to the homeless shelter, but sees Miles getting jumped by a couple of thugs. Spidey jumps in to help him, and the two share a moment bonding, as Miles receives a self-defense lesson from the superhero. Meanwhile, the Devil's Breath and the scientist behind it are escorted by Sable to a secure location. However, they are ambushed by Lee and his henchmen on the way, and they manage to steal the chemical weapon without much trouble. Lee intends to deploy the Devil's Breath in the Grand Central Station and concocts a time bomb that's placed in the subway. Soon after, Mary Jane learns of their plan and heads to the station, but is confronted by Lee and taken hostage along with several other people. With the place under his control, Lee demands that Osborn arrive at the station in an hour and sets up the bioweapon in a bomb. Mary Jane manages to distract one of the gunmen and lures him away, just in time as Spidey reaches the station. The two work together to save the hostages as Lee escapes into the subway. Spidey gives chase and reaches him in one of the underground trains, and while Lee puts up a fight, Spidey decisively defeats him, causing him to crash into the train's power panel. As the train goes out of control, Spidey manages to slow it down and redirect it into the streets above. With the threat neutralized, Lee is subsequently arrested and sent to Raft, a high-security prison. With Lee safely locked away, Peter returns to Octavius Labs and finds that Otto has further developed his artificial arms, turning them into large tentacle-like constructs, controlling them via an untested neural implant. The neural interface has clearly caused his mental state to destabilize, and Peter warns him that his mind can be permanently damaged if he continues to push this. Otto removes the device and momentarily acknowledges that the tech isn't perfect, and when Peter makes his leave, Otto thanks him for everything he has done. However, seeing Norman Osborn on the news, he goes into a fit of rage and reconnects the neural interface. Soon after, Yuri asks Spidey to meet up with her, letting him know of some incredibly bizarre things going on at Raft Prison. Apparently, a ton of prisoners have managed to escape and are running riot in the streets. Spidey goes over to investigate and manages to quell the criminal threat a little. But things soon take a turn for the worst. The chopper is attacked by the recently escaped Electro and sent hurling down. But Spidey rescues Yuri and the two end up landing inside the prison. Yuri heads to look for a way to bring the prison online, while Spidey chases Electro to the rooftops. He is greeted by some of his recently escaped foes, Vulture, Rhino, and Scorpion, as well as Lee. Ganging up on Spidey, they surround him and launch a combined attack on the hero. While initially managing to hold his ground, Spidey soon receives the worst beating of his life, taking heavy blows from all sides. As Octavius reaches the rooftop as Dr. Octopus, Spidey realizes that it was Otto who attacked the raft and released all of the prisoners. Picking up the beaten hero, he warns Spidey to stay out of his way and throws him into the river below. While Peter recovers from his wounds, Doc Ock also steals the Devil's Breath from police custody and releases it in Times Square, infecting hundreds of thousands of New Yorkers. The infection spreads fast, and soon, even Aunt May finds herself coughing up blood. With the combination of the outbreak and the mass escape of criminals, New York quickly falls into chaos, and Mayor Osborn declares martial law. With Spider-Man all rested and recovered, he decides it's time to immediately get to work. Learning that Electro and Vulture are causing a commotion in a factory, Spidey goes to confront them first. After an aerial battle with Electro and Vulture, Spidey succeeds in bringing them both down at the same time. He calls in for the cops and heads to bring in the rest of the escaped convicts. He learns that Otto has commanded Rhino and Scorpion to go run an errand at a shipping yard. Spidey lands in on the two while they're arguing about how things should be done, and using Rhino's hot-headedness to his favor, he gets the two to turn on each other and locks them up inside a freight container. Meanwhile, Mary Jane heads to Osborn's penthouse apartment, searching for the Devil's Breath anti-serum that Oscorp is seemingly working on. After some snooping around, she learns that Osborn's son Harry, Peter and Mary Jane's best friend, is terminally ill and that the Devil's Breath was actually designed as a cure for his condition. After discovering a secret lab, Mary Jane learns that Martin Lee was one of the test subjects for the weapon, which granted him his negative energy powers. This, however, ended in tragedy as Lee had accidentally killed his parents, sparking his grudge against Osborn. Suddenly, Mary Jane hears someone lurking outside and accidentally smashes a container with a spider inside it. As she scrambles to hide, Silver Sable walks in to scan the room as the escaped spider crawls on Mary Jane's neck. After Sable leaves the room, Mary Jane tries to brush the spider off and makes a run for it, planning her escape with Spidey on the phone and leaping off the building in the hope that Spidey catches her. With all of this knowledge behind him, Spidey decides to head for Oscorp Labs where the cure for Devil's Breath is stored. Unfortunately, he finds that Lee has beaten him to it and runs into Sable instead. The two argue at first, but decide to work together to save Osborn and recover the serum. Spidey confronts Lee for round 2, only this time, he beats him once and for all, defeating the enormous negative energy monster that bursts out of him. With Lee down, Spidey heads over to save Osborn and get him to safety. But right on cue, Doc Ock bursts through the ceiling and hits Lee out of the way. While Spidey rushes to secure the cure, Otto grabs him and throws him around. Crushing him and damaging his suit in the process. Before he leaves, he takes the Devil's Breath cure and Osborn with him, leaving Spidey critically wounded. With the help of Sable, he is rushed to the emergency center and treated. As soon as he regains consciousness, a wounded Spidey rushes to go check on Aunt May, whose health continues to decline. Peter realizes he doesn't have much time and heads out to fix his suit before he can take on Doc Ock again. At the same time, the spider that was clinging to Mary Jane earlier gets off of her and goes down to land on Miles instead, biting him soon after. With no other choice, Peter heads to Octavius Labs and builds himself a new armored suit. Meanwhile, Otto carries Osborn atop a skyscraper and threatens to drop him if he doesn't admit that he stole Otto's work. Osborn refuses, and Otto lets him fall to his death. Spidey arrives in the nick of time and saves Osborn before going to the top to confront Otto. After a quick tussle, Dr. Octopus reveals that he knew Peter was Spider-Man all along. The two engage in a deadly battle atop the building, causing explosive damage as they both fall to the side. Otto manages to corner Spidey with a mechanical arm ready to rip him apart. Peter intentionally lets it pierce him as he manages to remove the neural interface that control the arms. After defeating him atop the Oscorp Tower and recovering the cure, Peter heads back to the emergency center to visit Aunt May. The amount of cure recovered, however, is too small to save everyone infected. Peter is faced with the choice of either using the limited amount to save Aunt May, who is on the verge of death, or allowing the doctors to study it and mass-produce a cure to save everyone else. As Peter struggles to make a choice, Aunt May asks him to show his face, saying that she always knew who he was and that she's proud of everything he has done. Peter ultimately makes the difficult decision and has a tearful farewell, staying beside May in her last moments. After the cure is mass-produced and treatments go underway, a funeral is held for Aunt May, who is buried next to Uncle Ben. 3 months later, New York has largely returned to normal, and Peter and Mary Jane decide to rekindle their relationship. Sometime later, while moving to a new home with Peter's help, Miles reveals that he has gained spider-like powers, prompting Peter to reveal that he is Spider-Man. The tale of Miles as Spider-Man is right around the corner, as the city now has a new hero to protect it. If you enjoyed this video, check out these other stories on the channel, and be sure to like and subscribe, and turn on notifications for new content every week. Thanks for watching, and I'll be seeing you in another cool tale.